Like, I ain't never been with a body. She calm, so I added to the time.
But they have the angle. They're going to wait this one out just for a little bit and allow the zone to do the rest. Cole finds the one and sets it by the other.
Game number 3 starts now.
Now we're moving at my pace. Chapix does so much damage. He loses the wall and no more shield now, and it's all over. Chapix and Taste and fall.
EU versus Asian for Zagu. This man has the world on his shoulder, just a sliver of HP, a little bit of shield, and it's not going to be enough. Joe and Ziandi take game number 3.
Ready, everyone? Let's go to game number 4.
5 duos left, and about maybe 3 of them are full duos right now, and Savage loses another one. He's a solo. He's trying to take down the NA West team. He takes down Yuumi. Huge siphon coming through. Mr. Savage does it again.
Commandment and Avery have everything working for them. He needs to pick and choose this wisely. Do you go for 2 elims on the low ground or a chance at first? And down goes Savage. Seti knows better, and it's a great game for Commandment and Avery. And all of a sudden now, it is looking so dicey. Queasy is just waiting.
Waiting for that perfect opportunity. They have the high ground. They drop down low. The game is theirs after they take down Bevy.
It is game 6 of the FNCS Invitational.
What can he do here to take home the big prize and end with back-to-back victory royales to end the day? But a team looking to take first place back. Cammy and Seti, and they try to steal it away by getting that VR to end game 6.
And they get the first game, they get the last game of day 1.
EU is on top right now.
My, oh my. What an incredible just day 1 of Fortnite action. We're back here again to do it once more for another 6 games. And at the end of it all, we'll have one FNCS Invitational champion. And it is an honor to be back with you guys for day number 2. Please let me give you a nice little introduction here. It's none other than Tokata and Miniminer who will be hanging out with us here on the analyst desk. Boys, it's day 2 of the competition.
It's day 2, and seeing how day 1 went, I cannot wait to see how day 2 unfolds. We've seen representation from all 7 regions throughout this tournament, and currently with 3 EU duos in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place, the action it's at an all-time high.
Absolutely, but day 1 was a story of twists and turns. We didn't just see things going one way. We saw everything happening, and of course, we saw some crazy plays.
That's right, man. Queasy and Vino, the all-stars, the favorites to win it all, have come in after day number 1, and they are sitting in that first place spot. 184 points, and this is after the interviews yesterday, where they kind of were saying, you know, there's a few things we might have made a couple mistakes on, and they felt that if they buttoned those things up, they could come in today even stronger.
Look, what more is there to say about this powerhouse duo? They've already taken home 2 championships out of the 3 in this current Chapter 3 of the FNCSs. Not only that, taking home both EU and NA East crowns of the most recent Elite Cups. Queasy and Vino, they're a duo. I mean, I wouldn't want to mess with them, Mini. I don't think anybody in this lobby wants to either.
No, and they're not at the moment. They are really popping off. I mean, let me throw you some stats your way. Second most eliminations yesterday, Vino. Second most damage dealt yesterday, Vino. This man is on fire, and oh boy, are they showing it. We've seen them popping off in previous seasons. Last season, for example, day 2, they actually got 13% more points. So although we've seen a crazy performance from them today, expect no less on day 2.
Yeah, we kind of touched on them and their performance yesterday. I talked about Vino being a player that's currently evolving, right? He kind of hit the scene and was just this player who just wanted to constantly find in boxes, but now, with a little bit of that control, him paired up with Queasy, absolutely insane. I'm very excited to get into today's games, but is there kind of anything you guys are excited about?
I'm curious to see how this duo changes up today, though. So yesterday, we did have 5 north zones. Queasy and Vino dropping on the northern side of the map as well in Shiny Sound. I want to see, you know, if we have a little bit more south zones today, how that changes up their placements.
I am getting word. Adam, are you standing by with none other than Queasy and Vino?
I certainly am, Zeke, right now. Riley, could you please get a huge round of applause for Queasy and Vino? You hear that? They're all here for you guys. Right, we have so much to talk about. Obviously, yesterday finishing top of the leaderboard after 6 games. Vino, how were you feeling last night after a great day 1?
It's been pretty much the same as all nights, but a bit more pressure to close it out. We've got Thomas and Trip and Cammy and Seti right on our tails, and it's we're going to try and finish it out today.
Will you be keeping a close eye as well on their performances as well as your own then?
Yeah, but we can't change how well they're going to do. We can only try and do our best.
I must ask you as well, Queasy. Obviously, we know yesterday a lot of zones pulled north for you guys. Is that a good thing or a bad thing considering Storm Surge?
I mean, for us, I think we prefer some zones to pull like bottom right and top left because of our Surge playstyle. Like you saw, we died game 3 and 4 to Surge, which was not the best. And those are the games that we pulled the most of the zones, so yeah.
Interesting to see. Well, look, guys, best of luck today. 6 more games. Let's see what happens. Let's go back to the desk.
Thank you so much for that interview, Adam. And of course, we'll be checking in with players periodically in between games before the show all begins.
I think the FNCS endgame is going to be chaos.
Yeah, the difference between public matches and competitive pro lobbies is like literally night and day. End games at a professional level are a lot more complicated than end games at a casual level.
There's so much action as well, like on high ground, low ground, mid ground.
Biggest difference is getting refreshes is way harder because people are way more aware. Coming into the end game, what do you like to have in your loadout?
Oh, I like to have of course, an AR, and then I usually like having pads to just rotate.
Max mats,
mobility,
launch pad, gold prime.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's locked in because he gets the refreshes. I tarp.
أنا بالنسبة لي أفضل إنه يكون معنا يعني فل ماتس، إن غالبا الماتس اللي أصلا بتفوزنا الجيم، يعني إذا ما معنا ماتس غالبا إن الناس بيناظرونا بيشوفون كذا بدون بيلد فبنموت، فأشوف إن الماتس اللي بتفوزنا الجيم صراحة.
Priorities in endgame depends on the situation also, but in the best of situation we like to just stay front and stay together and be able to be ahead of everyone.
First moving zone we usually launch pad and try place second height, and we stick around there, and if we get an opportunity to take high ground we'll take it.
The best thing in the moving zone is like when you're like on the side or on the dead side, so you can't get shot like from people.
The dead side.
Yeah, like if you're like on the left side of moving zone you can't get shot by people on the left.
And I have no idea, you do everything, so I just follow you.
We usually play anywhere, honestly, mid-ground, height, low ground. The one thing that's important is like after like second moving or so, you should probably either be on height or low ground, or trying to get one of them.
أنا أشوف أفضل لاير ناخذه بالبطولة الميد لاير، لأن ما راح نتقروش من أي أحد سكافت ينزل له، ونفس الشيء.
صح صادق، لأن المشكلة الهاي جراوند يعني كثيرين راح يفكرون يمسكون الهاي، لأن الهاي غالبا هو اللي بيفوز كل جيم، بس المشكلة أتيام كثير راح يفكرون خلاص خلينا نحاول نمسك هاي عشان نفوز الجيم.
Prefiro low também porque é muito mais divertido, high é muito chato, mas se for pra ganhar o campeonato também pelo high, mas eu prefiro muito mais pelo low, muito mais divertido e eu gosto mais.
Me and Dukes like to be low ground. We're a low ground team, meaning basically we're the lowest of the lowest.
So when there's a lot of people low ground, it's a lot more fighting based on low ground, and that's what we are really good at.
I think it's going to be chaos because since it's every top team from every region, I think it's going to be way harder. We'll see who's better at the end.
Bamstyle and Fatch. Obviously the most wholesome duo I believe we have here in the competition. You do love to see it. Why don't we take a moment here to take a look at our lobby list. We touched on that duo in first place, Queasy and Vino. Let's talk about second place, Thomas HD, Trippin. They were showing up in huge yesterday.
This duo has been playing incredibly, right? The Danish duo, at least 20 points every single match in day one. And what's so crazy about it is there wasn't another single duo that even got more than 10 points every match yesterday. Not only that, they placed top 15 in every single game as well.
Yeah, they actually had the highest average placement yesterday by almost 3 places. So these guys are absolutely popping off. And you can see on the screen right now, Thomas HD is absolutely fragging out every single game. I mean, out of the 20 total eliminations they have across the 6 games, Thomas HD has 18 of them. So Trippin is on 2, which is not as much, but Thomas HD is definitely doing great. Trippin plays such an important role in this duo as well. We can't forget they're definitely a dynamic between themselves. It's not just a case of 2 solos combining together. They have that brain that almost synergizes both of them, and we can see Thomas HD absolutely popping off.
Yeah, they are kind of like, we talk about this consistency factor a lot, right, in the FNCS, being able to put up those numbers, make sure you're not falling, having these games, it's like, oh, we were eliminated off spawn. No, they're making sure they can be consistent across the entirety of the game, and that's what's helping them maintain that second place. Now, how are they feeling coming into the competition day 2? Well, guess what? Adam is standing by. He's got the answer.
I certainly am. Thank you very much, Zeke. I'm joined by Trippin and Thomas HD. Do you know what's great? We're actually talking about consistency a second ago, but you heard some of the great stats from yesterday. Second place, what is it specifically, do you think, that's gotten you into this position?
You just get to every end game and you just play from there. And yeah, we have our surge and good position.